Hello again viewers and welcome back to Let's Play Tyrian. We are continuing from where we left off. We've just completed the XSIV level and we have a couple of data cubes to read, so let's have a look at these. The first one is from Microsol, Microsol's assassin. So, you think you can outsmart a corporation whose size you cannot possibly imagine? You are the biggest fool I have ever seen. Turn back now while you have the chance. You will never find the fleet's secret base, and soon we will emerge and crush you into pulp if you remain here. Leave now. No, I don't think we will. The other communication is from Reed. Now, I cannot actually read this one, as for whatever reason reading this crashes the game. I have, however, got it in a script here, so basically what he says is, Trent, flee to Stargate sector immediately. Have detected a large squadron approaching. And then the transmission suddenly ends. So, yeah, it looks like we need to get to the Stargate sector. There appears to be a large fleet coming through the Stargate, something like that. Everything is fine here, so let's just go. We have a bonus stage first of all here. Let's watch out for those things. Yikes. Want to obviously avoid dying here. Usually if you die in a bonus stage, that's the one time rather than restarting the level, you would simply move on to the next level. However, bonus stages do tend to be quite a good source of credits, so we do want to get as far through it as we possibly can, if possible. We want to avoid dying to these platforms as well. Really helping for Plasma Storm is a bit more powered up there. We have the Repulsor, ladies and gentlemen. Now this is a really cool power up. Basically, this will essentially push away any enemy fire. You can see it with the sonic waves that the enemies are shooting at us there. We are basically just repelling those now, which is awesome. It's a really awesome and useful ability. Doesn't work on absolutely all enemy fire, but it works on enough of it that generally it can make things a lot easier, basically. Whoa! I want to avoid getting hit by these swinging things. We can use our sideways sonic wave there to shoot these from the side. And this makes turrets much less of a problem. As you can see, we're just basically repelling all of the enemy fire, which is just awesome. We are making huge amounts of credits in this level. Things are getting a little bit crazy. Plasma Storm would be really beneficial if we hadn't used it all already. Stay down here, we might still be able to take this thing out. Oh, there's another one. These are really hard to kill. But we did it! We collected a lot of credits in that level. That was good. So with that, we might be able to upgrade our ship further. We're going to keep the carrot. Of course we're going to keep the carrot. The carrot is going nowhere. However, we already have a fully charged pulse cannon. What other options do we have here? We could have a fully charged multi-cannon, which is a bit more of a spread fire. We can get an almost fully charged mega pulse, which I don't think looks that great. Or heavy missile launchers. I'm going to keep the pulse cannon. A rear gun. We can pretty much almost fully charge up the sonic wave, so the forward fire looks like that and the rear fire looks like that. We could also go for the multi-cannon, which has got a side fire looking like that, or is a kind of rear mode as well. And there's also the Starburst, which is more of a kind of side fire weapon. It doesn't have any alternate mode. I'm going to keep the sonic wave and we're going to go for forward fire for just now. And that's pretty much all of our money. So with that, we are heading to Unknown. This is the Stargate. You might notice this looks a little bit like the first secret level we found way back at the start of the game. So perhaps that was a similar sort of spatial anomaly of some sort. There seems to be what looks like giant space trilobites or something. There's a lot of strange bubbly things going around here as well. We've picked up a data cube. There's quite a few credits being dropped here as well, so that's nice. We'll pick those up if we can. These big spiky things do appear to be indestructible, so I don't really need to shoot them. These guys are destructible though. There's another data cube. And there are 4 secret levels. Now, because they're all clustered together, it's difficult to tell which one's which. I believe there's a total of 2 secret levels that you can get to from this level, but we won't know which one we've got to until we get there. Basically, there's no real way to know which of those drops you're picking up. So we'll find out what secret level we are going to get to at the end of this level, assuming we make it through. Everything's got eerily quiet, just for a moment there. We're not quite done yet. Can't remember if there's a boss in this level or not. A lot of these spinning bubbly things. Oh, speed it up a little bit. Oh, we have a boss coming up. Oh wow, this guy looks nasty. Not particularly nasty. We took him out without too much difficulty there. So with that, we collected a couple of data cubes and we have made our way to a secret level. What is the secret level? It is unknown at this point. Data. We have some data. Archive data. Reference Mega Sound Chair. Sensors on your ship pick up the minute disturbances caused by sound waves acting on the very fine particle streams in space, then amplify and filter the identified distortions, which are then sent to your Mega Sound Chair for playback. This is a consumer product which has been found to alleviate stress and panic in untrained pilots who began invading space with their own star yachts a number of years ago. It was found that when placed into silence, people would turn to music to alleviate the dread and subsequent insanity caused by being alone in space and unable to hear anything. This remedy was insufficient, however, since the music had several adverse side effects. It didn't make sense to the mind when you're watching meteors and other objects hurtling by. Consumers couldn't hear messages broadcast to them, and people would get so wrapped up in the music they'd relax and wouldn't watch where they were going. This was an especially bad problem in the time before automatic guidance and proximity warning systems were refined. So they decided to amplify what little sound was out there and solve the problem of the unending silence panic before there were no more star yachts to go around. So that would be why we can hear explosions in space. And we have a message from Anonymous. The perils of space fruit. What in the universe is all this fruit doing flying around in space? It has long been the practice of ship captains to destroy other ships and collect their protected food stores as a trophy, since most other matter is generally incinerated. So why do we do it? What makes some sentient life so insensible to pain and suffering that we think picking up our victim's last meal is some sort of great feat of skill? It may seem humorous to you, gentle readers, to see flying mugs of ale, spinning oranges and hurtling strawberries, but I see the remains of the dead, the unfortunate souls whose lives were lost without the benefit of scarfing down that last bit of replicated food. I beseech thee, gentle reader, to think twice before revelling in such victory. Where will this madness end? Trade values measured in fruit to replace coins and gems? Perhaps someone will develop weapons of mass food destruction, allowing you to hurtle foodstuffs at unwary enemies. No, this cannot be allowed to happen. Pray to Zinglon that he will free us from this vile threat. paid for by the benevolent members of the Church of Zinglon. Well, sorry, Church of Zinglon, but we would appear to already be flying a carrot of mass destruction, so, never mind. But that would appear to be why we are picking up random bits of fruit floating in space as well. Lots of explanations there. We are still going to fly the super carrot. I don't care what they say. The pulse cannon is fully powered up, and this is as powered up as we can afford to get it at the moment as well. So we'll stick with that. We are not going to change our shield to that. That one's not as good. I think the solar shield has a slightly lower shield rate, and I think the difference is it charges from, rather than charging from your ship's energy, it charges from solar energy, I guess, so but maybe it recharges a different way. But I'm quite happy with the one that we have. So with that, we are heading to a secret level, Asteroid City. We are back in Asteroid City. But like most of these asteroid levels, there is a lot of turrets. So, just going to carefully make our way up here, past the turrets, past the other asteroids that are intent on crashing into us. You might notice some of the asteroids can actually track you and shoot you as well. They're obviously fake asteroids that have had turrets installed in them. These guys are quite difficult to destroy as well, so we will be making use of our plasma storm to take some of these turrets out. Those ones aren't too difficult to destroy, but their main problem is that the actual turret fire does block your fire, so it can make the turrets actually quite difficult to hit, which is why I was using the plasma storm there instead. I don't want to use up all of the plasma storms, but ideally we want to obviously make it through here alive, so we will do what we need to do. Fortunately, we have the repulsor as well, which is doing a great job of preventing the turrets from being able to hit us and sending their fire all over the level, which is nice. It does not affect the big turrets and their blue blasts, however. And that is another power-up. I'm not going to pick it up, though, because I want to keep the repulsor. The repulsor is awesome. There is a power-up as well. It's a real weapon power-up. Nice. So I think our sonic wave must be just about fully powered now as well. It's looking pretty awesome. We've got four waves coming out of it now. We must be getting too close to a point where our ship is pretty much maxed out in terms of power. And it's also a carrot, which is just awesome. These turrets are very difficult to destroy, so we are going to use the plasma storm there. I love watching the turrets shooting at us just completely helplessly while their gunfire just boomerangs off behind them. It's awesome. But we're not invincible, and we do still have to watch out for enemy ships, which will quite often attempt to crash into us, and some enemy gunfire is immune to the repulsor as well, so we do need to watch out for that. For the most part, though, it does make getting past a lot of these turrets much, much easier than it was before. And we have made it through Asteroid City. And we have an opportunity to upgrade our ship. Do we want to upgrade anything in our ship? We don't want to change the ship, we want to keep the carrot. We have the options of the Mega Pulse, which we could almost fully power up with the money that we have. Multi-cannon can be fully powered up. The heavy missile launcher's there as well, but we're going to keep the Pulse cannon. I think we're quite happy with that. And we do have a fully powered sonic wave as well. Other options here would be the multi-cannon, which fully powered up looks like that, or it is its rear fire mode, and the starburst, which we can also fully power up. And it does look like it's pretty effective in terms of firing to the side. Sonic wave looks pretty awesome both ways, but I'm going to keep it in forward fire mode. And I think shields and generators are about as good as they're going to get. Anything different in the way of side kicks? I don't really want to change away from the plasma stormers, they're pretty good. So with that, we are heading to Kamanis. So this seems to be some sort of ice planet by the looks of it. It looks very cool. And that's quite a difficult turret to destroy. These are, again, turrets that have got the annoyance of blocking your fire with their own fire, so it's quite difficult to shoot them from directly in front. Fortunately, our weapon does have a good enough spread that we can kind of angle ourselves to the side a little bit and hit it from there. Oh, well, this guy would appear to be an indestructible huge ship. If you haven't noticed, you can tell if an enemy's indestructible because it doesn't flash when you hit it. If you hit an enemy and it flashes, it will be destroyable after some time. But if you hit an enemy and you basically your fire just kind of sparks off the side of it, it's very likely indestructible. And there are a few, yeah, you can see there that fire is just doing nothing to that thing. That guy seems to have frozen the entire place. Now this could make it a bit difficult to kind of see enemy gunfire, but we have the repulsor anyway, so that should hopefully prevent us from being hit by really anything. Hopefully. And we're back to normal. Whoa, an enemy ship is coming in here though, that's another big one. Oh, we picked up the flare. Unfortunately, I didn't really want to pick that up, as that means we no longer have the repulsor. But never mind, the flare is pretty cool as well. You see that it's causing explosions all around the place there. I would have preferred to keep the repulsor, to be honest, but never mind. Gonna pick that up by accident there. We might find another one, we might not, who knows. The flare is quite destructive looking. I'm not sure if it's really as destructive as it looks, unfortunately, but it looks cool, so that's the main thing. And we appear to be approaching a boss battle. And it's another one of these ships, is it? Is that they're just going past us? I don't really know. Are you the boss? Yeah, this guy's the boss, okay. Whoa. Okay, so he's done that freezy thing to the scenery again. Could probably take him out quite quickly with the plasma storm. Let's just do that. Let's not waste any time teasing him. Okay. With that, we are on our way to a bonus level. Do we have any money for ship upgrades first of all? Right? We've got everything pretty much powered up. So we've got the Starburst, we've got the Protron. We could fully upgrade the Protron, which gives us at fully powered up level. It gives you a kind of dual layer of surrounding bubbles. Or there's the Vulcan Cannon, which is rapid fire, sideways, shooty thing. Yeah, we're gonna keep the Sonic Wave though. Front weapons, we have the option of laser, which does look pretty good. I'm gonna say that does look pretty powerful. There's the lightning cannon as well, or the mega pulse. You know, I think we should give the laser a shot. Let's do that. Shields are fine, generators are fine, everything else is fine. So let's go to the bonus stage. Boom. Oh, it's a Macy stage. Nice. So the best thing to do here is really just avoid enemies. If you can hover over the things that they're attached to, then you can usually reasonably well avoid them, but you do have to watch out for other maces that are in the vicinity as well. This level is actually called Maces. It does make sense. So some quite calm but ominous music. The question is, why are there giant maces attached to these asteroid platforms? Who put these things here? And why? Who knows? Right. There doesn't seem to be any actual enemies in this level, it just seems to be these mace things. I don't think we can destroy them. No. We can definitely not destroy them. We can pick up these gems though, that will give us quite a lot of credits. And that was the bonus stage, which we made it to the end of. And with that, it looks like we are headed towards the enemy fleet, which is what we are here to destroy, basically. Let us what we'll probably do then. I mean, with there's approaching the fleet there, I think that's probably a good place to call this the end of the video for just now. We will take that on in the next video. So in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, give us a like, leave us some feedback in the comments, and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. Other than that, thank you very much once again, and I will see you next time. Catch you later.